Have you ever wondered what would happen if you mixed Mythbusters with The Walking Dead? We are Zombie Go Boom, filmmakers and zombie survival enthusiasts. Using our scientifically accurate zombie heads, we put retail weapons, homemade weapons, and everyday objects to the test in order to see what will save you during the zombie apocalypse, survive, protect, and kick undead ass. Hey, what's up, survivors? Welcome to another mind-blowing episode from Zombie Go Boom. I'm Chuck Murray.
I'm Charles Fultz.
And today is our part 2 of our Game of Thrones series. In the first part, we tested out an ice sword, which was actually a sword made of pykrete, which is a composite material made of ice and paper towels. Kicked a lot of ass. Please check it out if you haven't. It's an awesome episode. But today we're going to be testing out this Long Claw cosplay replica. Now, as far as a battle-ready sword, this leaves a lot to be desired, and we're going to be discussing a lot more of that in the tail of the tape. But if you're looking for a legit-looking replica for your Jon Snow costume, this thing looks like the real deal for sure. Even still, we're going to be testing it out now that we sharpened it, and we're going to see if it's going to do anything.
Zombie Go Boom. Kick undead ass.
Do you want to own Jon Snow's Longclaw? Well, Valyrian Steel isn't a real metal, but it's a real website, and the guys at ValyrianSteel.com have painstakingly made a stainless steel version of the Longclaw and other Game of Thrones wall hangers that look exactly like the ones in the incredible HBO show. As far as this weapon is concerned, this sword does leave much to be desired, however. It comes blunt, and though some scholars will tell you that long swords of medieval times were meant to be blunt, they are, to put bluntly, very wrong. Long swords are, and have always been, meant to be sharp, just as Scalgrid. Sharpening this sword was also incredibly difficult, which leads us to believe that it was hardened, but perhaps not tempered, which kinda sucks. This hand-and-a-half bastard sword is also a bit off balance as it is incredibly blade heavy, which could give us more cutting power on a downward strike, but mostly seems to make this weapon unwieldy, and also makes recovery after a strike incredibly difficult. Also, as far as we can tell, it's not full tang as it bent right on the crossguard during our fight choreography sequence. This more than likely means that the blade is welded to a rat-tail tang inside of the hilt. In its defense, however, this sword is only meant to be a display item, and we are certainly abusing its intended use. As a wall hanger, this sword is absolutely phenomenal. It feels tough and strong, and it is an exact 100% image of the Longclaw in the Game of Thrones. If you want something that will hold up during your cosplay adventures and make your friends say, "Wow!" look no further. If you want something that will help you survive the zombie apocalypse, keep watching this episode. Alright, now if this thing does break or something bad happens to it, we do have an understudy lined up. Charles?
This is the Hanway Rhinelander Bastard Sword.
That's right, and this sword was provided to us by Cult of Athena. Thank you so much, Cult of Athena. You guys are awesome. They have a new YouTube channel, so please make sure you check out that description in order to see more weapons like these, because these are the real deal. These things will destroy. Razor sharp, not gonna break. This definitely has a chance of breaking. Wow. Okay. See that? Okay, so we did manage to sharpen it pretty well, which means that it was able to cut deep into the cranial cavity, but I wasn't able to take that head completely off, and I felt this thing rattle on impact. So, yes, it killed the head. Yes, it took forever to sharpen this edge, and no, you're not going to be able to do this for very much longer. Alright, so I'm going to thrust just to see what that'll do, and then after that, I'm going to go for an angle 2, and then I'll probably go for a decap. Alright, so the thrust actually did go far enough in there to crush into the cranial cavity, and as you can see, there is this nasty blue blood coming out. Even though I went under the cheekbone and up, it actually did manage to kill this zombie. That's interesting. Oh, a bit of a miss, but I cut his nose off. Let me try again. It looks tasty. Okay, second hit, same spot. It definitely went across the cranial cavity, so it's still a kill, even though my angle was a little bit funky there, whatever. It was still a kill. Now we're gonna decap. First try with the decap, got some hairs. Not a full decap, let's try it again. I'm gonna put a little more power into it this time. Even though I'm still scared of the blade. Because it might fly off and kill me. But we'll see. You ready? All right. Alright, so for a replica sword, it did alright, but it started to get compromised from the get-go. It wasn't a complete fail, but it was actually a failure. Now, it did get a one-hit kill at the beginning, but you're not going to get one-hit kills forever. And the decapitation, it was absolutely laughable. The problem is, even though we did get an edge on it, the edge did not stay very sharp for very long. So by the time we got to the decapitation, it was basically blunt. Like right now, this sword is very, very blunt. So it's also blade heavy, which makes it pretty unwieldy, just balanced too far forward. Recovery is a total bitch, and it just doesn't feel very good. And in the first episode that we did, we tested a sword made of ice, or made of pykrete, which is ice and paper towels, and that actually performed a lot better than this did.
After holding that sword there and holding this one, like, this sword's just kind of silly.
Yeah, it feels like a toy.
It feels like a paperweight. Like, you're gonna weigh down a whole stack of papers with this thing. But that thing, that is lightweight. You can wield it around with one hand all day long. Like, one-handed with this thing, I can barely do that. It's pretty heavy.
But no, you're right. When you hold this, you feel like you're holding a weapon. When you hold that, you feel like you're holding
a toy.
Oh yeah, or a paperweight, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Zombie Go Boom, Bloodiest Show on YouTube. If you want to support us without spending any money, please make sure you subscribe and punch the living crap out of that like button, because that helps a lot. You can also help us by supporting the people that made this particular episode possible. Valerian Steel, Cult of Athena. You can check them out in the link in the description below. And with another mind-blowing episode from Zombie Go Boom, I'm Chuck Murray.
I'm Charles Foltz.
And we will see you next time.